Hello guys, it is Slayer Joe 31. I am back at it with some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I'm sorry it took me this long to get this one out. I had the footage originally recorded, but I messed around with my sound settings and the footage ended up being more, my voice and it's like you can't hear me talk when I know you guys probably hear more for the gameplay than me just yammering off, but I like to not make people frustrated by seeing me yap and then not knowing what I'm saying. But anyway, guys, so this one's a reshoot of the old footage I did. I already advanced past it, but there is something nice that the trilogy has to offer. If you play through the new game, it gives you an option to select through episodes. Now, yeah, I can't earn achievements with it, but this was trial 1 format. Anyway, a lot's been happening this past week. A lot of things happened, and sometimes I let my emotions get the better of me. I don't think stop to understand or try to make sense of things. Sometimes it's not to say I always go in with guns blazing, but I do most of the time. But basically, a little something happened in a group that I'm in Discord. I haven't been banned, surprisingly, but at this point, with all the contentions that I've had, I think it's better off if I just leave. Discord is freaking run by pedophiles, and the laws they're making definitely seem to support that with our government as well. We got the freaking Epstein files, we got the freaking Zionist-occupied government, we got the freaking APAC. Yeah. At this rate, I'm probably just gonna start uploading on Rumble. Like, I might still upload it on YouTube, but I'm definitely gonna be uploading on Rumble once I'm done with the series. Maybe after Justice for All, I don't know. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get this started. Day 2, Trial Former 1. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright?
Frankly, there are a lot of gray areas.
Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me. No matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice.
Yes?
A defense attorney should never believe their client.
Here we go into the whole philosophy, paragonal type of stuff.
The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that.
This guy, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one key difference between you and her.
And that is?
You're not a defense attorney. I guess that's pretty obvious. The uniform kind of gives it away.
I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright.
Going in there, we're gonna need a whole lot more than luck. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Even if it kills me.
Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way.
Thanks, Emma. February 23rd, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 9.
court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I do hope that personal feelings would not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. Hell yeah! You go, Edgy. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office locked.
Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything.
Hey, one defendant at a time now. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. You keep that Polish boy out of this.
Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen. Oh yeah, the royal pain in the esophagus. Let's see what she has to say.
Haven't I seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Ho ho! Caviar! I've never eaten caviar before.
The judge is really wolfing it down.
And for you, I have the Fiesta Bowl.
Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession?
And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Well, Your Honor, how's it taste?
So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca.
What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now.
Me, the name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days.
You've got a whole freaking amusement park? Sheesh.
Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating.
Give me a break, man. Hurry it up. Thank you, Phoenix.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
You don't look Jewish.
What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective.
What? Miss Starr was a detective?
Ah! I know who you are. Cough up.
Cough up Queen Angel Starr, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr.
Just who the heck is this lady?
If I might have the court's attention over here, my eyes are up here.
What?
The parking lot of the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain fence separates the 2 blocks.
I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes?
If I were them, I'd have they probably have a tow truck line on hand too, on speed dial.
The crime took place by a car in the back of the hay block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Parking lot floor plans added to the court record.
Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright?
I can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor.
Yeah, you tell me.
Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
You know, I was gonna make a joke about that, but I'm kind of too busy looking at something.
If you can, then give him your worst, Miss Starr.
Hey, ain't you supposed to be impartial? Wait, are they talking about me? Witness's account.
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I said something. Perhaps it was my finally home detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the point of her knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bring your lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you can see, there is no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'll let you know. Let me get back to you on that. I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Okay, let's see what's going on. Hold it! How'd you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The lunchlady's uninformed opinion is duly noted.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their will. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Yes, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired.
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms.
Like the ones you put on that fishing lure around your neck?
That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Every accusation is confession. Maybe you are Jewish. Maybe you are a professional.
Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr.
Boyfriend. He's the detective?
Not that boyfriend. The security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? Yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I may not get paid much, but even at least I still have my dignity. No thanks.
I'll stick with the lunches, thanks.
Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. Security guard room is in the A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there.
That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime.
You know, real quick, I noticed, how come, it's okay for a woman to have multiple boyfriends, but if a man does the same thing, I mean, at least in the context of this freaking crap, I'm not saying it's okay one way or another, but, if it was a man having multiple girlfriends, they'd be trying to kill him. Like they literally make films about that, like John Tucker Must Die. But if a woman has multiple boyfriends, it's somehow not a big thing. It's like I remember even Johnny Bravo when he was on TV, when he was hitting up a girl and she had her boyfriend with her. He was saying, "Well, maybe you're the kind of girl that needs two." Of course, he always gets treated like crap, but I feel like that's more so basic assault. And that's not really any better. And a guy saying words is one thing, making an advance or whatever. But he never tried to force himself on a woman, like just kind of hitting on him, flirting, but not going over the top. But he still gets treated like crap for it. It's all this feministic bullshit, man. The damage it's done to society, and now we've got men who genuinely get abused and beaten by their wives and girlfriends, and if they complain or report it, they get laughed off. And if a man hits her back in self-defense, he gets charged with assault. Feminism has done a major blow to men and to our society as a whole. Like I remember even back in the days when they were pushing for women's suffrage, there were women who opposed it. Because back then, it wasn't just men voting for themselves; they were voting for their whole household. So it was something that had to be talked about and genuinely considered. About it in a situation where one woman's vote can cancel out her husband's, or vice versa. That just creates more division, But I digress. Hold it! You sense something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? Are you a spirit medium too?
It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
I worked in the food industry and even I have no idea what you mean by that.
I have no idea what that means.
Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
Young cheese.
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
Then I must be hard. Then I am yet hard, yellow, and sharp as a tack.
Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match.
Originally, I still remember the original line that Emma said. Instead of saying what she says here, she said,
I'll bet you stink, too.
And if they hadn't changed the line, I would have said, I'll bet he does, dear, I'll bet he does. I don't understand why the hell they have to change lines like this. I mean, there wasn't any racist or discrimination against old people or crap like that. Maybe they just felt it was too rude for them to initially say, but you gotta remember this was made in like freaking 2001. People weren't quite as sensitive. I mean, they weren't trying to make people sensitive to crap. Back then.
In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind.
By garish car, you mean?
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it?
Indeed it was.
What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we're doomed.
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. That's true.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Hey, you're the one going off about your opinions, lady. Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me.
Is that a threat, lady? Because if it is, I'm more than happy to oblige you.
I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
Does that mean you're going to treat me to lunch? 'Cause I'm actually kind of hungry.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunchlady, but my instincts are honed.
Ah, crap.
A photograph? You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over, and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
Sheesh. Imagine accidentally selling that to somebody and then they wind up eating it. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Clearly you've never covered wars. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
You think I'd show it to you, Mr. Prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
So wait, how many boyfriends are we at now?
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
With blood on her coat. Crime photo added to the core record. Uh-oh. That is unmistakably Lana Sky. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edward? It is your knife, after all.
Let me read his autopsy report. 4.5 inch. Yeah. Right. Yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are, by nature, well-versed in the location of a man's vital organs.
What the hell are you talking about? I'm a prosecutor, not a doctor.
I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set.
You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. A person.
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor.
I don't know. We buy it in cans. So, the defendant was holding a knife. What the?
Hold it!
Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no?
The defense has a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
Good thing 50% of science is trial and error. Sounds pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? Is my sister guilty?
Let's not throw in the towel just yet. Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Yeah, I know what you mean. Usually I'm the first one to start losing my head in that kind of situation. But having other people do it around me makes it a, I don't know, for some reason it makes me want to step. It just triggers this leadership instinct in me, I guess. Even though I don't really think I'm suited for leadership much. Someone has to remain calm in the midst of this crap.
Don't smile like that.
Sorry. Damn it, I went too far. Let me take a look at this here. Okay, so, yeah. Save my game.
Objection!
Damn it, that's not it. Let's, okay, give it a sec. There we go. Pointy tip of the knife and infect the his chest. Tip of the knife into the detective Goodman's chest. I don't freaking remember all the contradictions here. I struggled on this the first time. Yeah, wire fence. Knife in her right hand. Point tip of the knife in the detective Goodman's chest. Blood from the chest. Yeah. There's something here I'm not seeing. Knife, wire fence, chief prosecutor. She said she was in security. I think she was once working as a security guard. She saw her through the fence. Look at that photo again. The moment of the crime.
Objection!
There we go. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife.
As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Why is Miss Sky not holding a knife?
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
Objection!
And how can you tell that? The blood on her coat.
Blood splatter.
Huh?
See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat?
I mean, the photo is black and white. For all we know, that could be oil. Then again, she doesn't seem much like the automotive type. I don't know. There's no chance she was trying to change Mr. Edgeworth's oil. But it's a black and white photograph. Okay, thank you.
Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Could be doesn't mean it is. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem except you. Jesus had something to say about this, and it was take the log out of your own eye, you hypocrite. Or no, you try to take the speck out of your brother's eye, but you can't see because you've got the log in your own eye. You hypocrite. First take the log out of your own eye, then so you can see clearly, take the speck out of your brother's eye.
Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse?
You got a better idea? Yeah, objection. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the pictures the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice.
I think she's saying we run out of ammo.
I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot.
Let's not start bringing up the Terminators again.
She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Objection!
Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why else would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Can we be sure she wasn't trying to change her oil, Edgeworth? Wow!
These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder. A serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
Murder was planned. Let me save again.
Objection!
There we go. Witness, do you know what this is?
Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk.
Indeed, it is my knife. What of it? What's with this case?
The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there.
The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, the prosecutor's bad people.
Who the hell brings a kid to a murder trial? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony.
What's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon.
Oh.
This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. And you know, I remember when we were looking at the white tape, it seemed like Detective Goodman was trying to crawl out of that car, or out of the trunk, or his body just slumped over after he was stabbed. But you know, that parking stub, it proves that Edgeworth entered the lot. I mean, unless it was done digitally, you know, with like an electronic machine, you know, there's no way somebody could have seen her driving Edgeworth's car and not have raised an alarm. You know. But even then, Edgeworth testified that he entered in that time. So obviously she didn't steal his car. You know, she didn't steal his car, but she did stab him, but somehow she opened the trunk of it. Wait, no, she wouldn't have been able to do that. The knife was in Edgeworth in the trunk of his car. You know, she would have had a hard time getting to that while Detective Goodman's carcass was while he was in the trunk. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Yeah, that's true.
Order! Order! Order!
Great, now the tide's turning in our favor. Let's not lose our momentum.
Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free.
Right. I believe your next lunch will be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling little detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That just so happens to be mine. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else.
Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing?
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now? Don't get ahead of yourself, Hermina Sholmes.
Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
So, if I order a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
Probably not.
In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness.
With pleasure, Your Honor.
Hold it!
What kind of grudge?
Well, I wouldn't know that.
Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge.
Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside?
How am I supposed to know?
See, we agree there's a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree?
It's full of holes.
I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty.
This judge isn't very good with metaphors. Yeah, I'm not too good with her metaphors either. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this?
It's simple. Nothing else to grind that killing machine who plunges the knife in again and again.
Hey, wait a minute now. One knife wound was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. A single stab wound was found.
Objection!
You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that?
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise.
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound.
You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
What a hug. He's my hero. Really.
Hey, I'm still right here, Emma. What about my objection? No one noticed? I did.
Well, witness.
You got the crime scene set, right?
Right.
Did you put rice on ketchup?
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
Yeah, Einstein the Jew could tell you a lot about it. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood in her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify.
A red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Let me save it.
Hold it!
A red muffler.
Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck, so she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose.
Right. This guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? Wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood?
Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib.
Maybe if... I don't think I'd mistake your long beard for a bib, Mr. Judge. Not unless I was 100 feet away. A judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes.
Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her face.
Damn it, woman. However, the autopsy report is clear on the matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr is entirely sure of her own testimony.
Mr. Wright, this is our chance.
Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off.
The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact.
I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? If you had more wax and even a really short wick would burn longer. That's true.
Obviously, more scientific testing is required.
Did she get gets to be our guinea pig. Okay, but she wasn't wearing it in the photo. Will this work?
Objection!
Yep, it does. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation.
Objection!
What? The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
What?
The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proven it yourself with this photograph.
Huh? But that can't be.
Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. He's right, I've worked with lunch ladies. Most of them were nice. Most of them. But some of them were really bitchy. Some of them are just straight assholes who let their egos get the better of them. They're very unpleasant to be around. That's the kind of thing I try not to be. But anyway, congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
Hey, I'm the one who objected. What was my objection? Chopped liver?
But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really.
Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business.
What?
Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot.
That's true, you can't make a citizen's arrest.
Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made her escape, but against Angel's dog, resistance is futile.
You know, you sure you're not a robot yourself? It's rare to hear someone say the word futile when they're not secretly a clanker.
You're quite determined about this scarf, are you not?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with details, unless you want to get bitten.
Hey lady, you bite me, I'll bite back. Not in a sexual way, mind you. No thanks.
Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
You'd be surprised about his plot armor.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Especially now with fancy heels. Especially now she's wearing heels.
Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will.
First we got snakes, then we got leopards. This place is becoming a zoo. Partition off to the side.
Hold it!
So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to my car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high.
She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do.
And what did you do then?
I quickly...
Oh wait, I already read this.
Hold it!
say quickly, were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should press her for more details? Yeah, we should. There was that big fence in the way. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. A Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here.
That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes.
Is that correct, Miss Starr?
Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you.
I went over it, of course.
Amazing. The car felt green. Lunchlady athlete indeed.
It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast.
You're right. Yeah, the fence was about 9 feet high, too. I mean, assuming she wasn't able to climb on this truck. I'm pretty sure that'd be hard to do if she's wearing heels. How did Miss Sky not get away? Yeah, you're right.
Hold it!
She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say?
If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky, aren't you?
All I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word.
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else.
Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Oh, she can't mean... By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately?
My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
It gets away from you?
No, the court doesn't see Miss Starr.
The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall.
That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently it was out of order.
So she used her cell phone.
Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing witness.
Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying?
You should of course add this to your testimony.
Things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
Don't flatter yourself, honey. Wait a minute. If she was over in B block and she saw her through the fence, Lana would have had to go around this wall here, and the phone is blocked. There's no way she could have seen her.
Objection!
Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky. It took you this long to figure that out?
Objection!
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Let's agree to disagree. Yeah, I don't think so, Edgy.
Well, who would have thought that you would be my knight in shining armor, Mr. Prosecutor? You, who together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about, and I'll make you cough it all up.
No thanks, your lunches do that enough for me. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it!
Order! Order! What is the meaning of this?
It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies.
Objection!
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. Witness lied about what she saw, where she saw it, the order of events. I mean, it's tough because on one hand, she's got this photo through the fence, so clearly she was in B block. Yet, if she was in security room, if she was in A block, like maybe when she was delivering the lunch to her boyfriend, she was in the security room and then could have seen it happen. But if that were true, how could she have taken the photo in B block? Let's just see what happens if we say what she saw. She lied about what she saw. In other words, she didn't see Miss Sky using that emergency phone.
It does seem hard to imagine how she could have. Very logical.
What's the matter, Star? Cat got your lunchbox?
Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you while you're celebrating your victory, but why would Miss Star lie like that?
Huh?
Why would she say that my sister had tried to use the phone, but failed? It doesn't make any sense. Why lie about something so insignificant?
Oh, crap, she's right.
I mean, maybe she really did see her try to use the emergency phone.
I see no room for doubt here.
You ordered tui on rice, right?
What the heck is that?
Mr. Wright, and I thought you had something there.
One more try. I see it in your eyes. You haven't learned your lesson, have you? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Alright, here we go again. The witness lied about where she saw it. This guy tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it.
Pointless to lie. I see.
But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location.
Objection!
A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one.
Objection!
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it.
Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime?
All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The place from where Miss Star witnessed this crime was here.
Take that!
This is the only place where she could have been.
The security guard room.
Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot.
She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone.
Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Star?
How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think the tables could be turned.
First time for everything, lady.
Today a man has got the better of Angel Star.
Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished,
and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails.
Hey, slow down there, Miss Punisher. Guilty. Is she talking about Miss Sky?
Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense.
Huh?
She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands.
Objection!
It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason.
So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright.
Huh? Me?
Who else?
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know.
Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference. But what? What would change? I mean, we're talking about walls and distant places. What about the angle? Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change.
The angle? What do you mean?
Well, security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have a sort of more 3D view of the crime.
And this is important. Why?
Actually, if she was on the top, she could have seen the whole thing happen even without the partition. But that kind of blows a hole into our whole argument. Because, you know, it's like she couldn't have seen it, you know, but then if she lied about her location, she couldn't have taken this photo, and, you know, because she was on the other side, you know. If she saw the crime happening while she was in the security guard station, why would she run all the way back over here after the deed, take a photo, and then try to climb the fence? I mean, unless she was on her way leaving. But then, she could have only seen it from the security guard room, seen her trying the telephone. Just give me the damn penalty.
Perhaps you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright.
Yeah, I know. Let's go with distance. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
Objection!
My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
Objection!
What she saw is not in question. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky?
Well, witness.
You
Yes?
ordered the squid wheels, right?
The quality of my lunch has gone from low to inedible.
I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam for my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it.
So you went all the way around?
That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block.
That's quite a detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes? This changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You're swearing on plastic? You sure that's a good idea?
You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely!
Uh-oh.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
Do I have any evidence to stop this? Hell yeah.
Objection!
5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente.
I've got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? I'd probably get rid of the body, maybe ditch the murder weapon, or just drive off. Of course, if I didn't have the key to Edgeworth's car, then I'd probably just run.
Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone.
But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. Everyone, something I learned from the professional when he was relaying a story from his professor, who was a former homicide detective. Everyone has the potential for murder. I think that's something that rings true. Everyone has a breaking point. Everyone has a point where they snap, they lash out, and depending on how bad things are, they may end up murdering somebody. But the point remains the same. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Yeah.
Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history.
We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright.
That was too close.
I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned.
Yeah, that's right. She's gone from the queen down to the fool.
And with that, court is adjourned.
Hold it!
Huh?
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to pawn on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's sloppy seconds. Anything else to say?
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that?
Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony.
I'm pretty sure this counts as bribery, Judge.
Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Decisive evidence.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up?
That's news to me.
2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
But not for decisive testimony.
Objection!
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed.
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective, as I mentioned previously. This shoe was already been tested by a member of the forensics department, and as you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
We could at least study some evidence law, really.
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure the guilty are properly judged.
Okay, victim shoe added to the court record.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Let me check this shoe. So this is supposed to be Lana's blood.
This blood, it's my sister's, right?
It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime.
Poor sis.
Hello.
Ah! There's blood here too!
On the sole of the shoe, it's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a pool of his own blood.
Oh, this blood. It's horrible.
This blood might be an important clue. Let's go for it.
Objection!
Damn it! Let's try to do this. So you brought it to the forensics department.
If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need an approval. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
And she got away with a little coup because she used to be a detective.
The shoe does appear to have blood stains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
That blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman.
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant.
Hold it!
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to this defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, right?
Huh?
Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types: A, B, O, and AB. And there's positives and negatives. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood.
That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there. Which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear.
That's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt to be anyone's but Miss Lana Scout.
The suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe.
ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that.
Hold it!
I can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right?
Huh?
Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some, like your client, she's in enough water to make a whole... in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with the shoe?
A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? Yeah, I'd say there's a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction!
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with the evidence.
Take that!
I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
You know, lady, the more you keep making threats, the more I'll be inclined to respond. And I can assure you, I don't discriminate on whose blood I get on mine.
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of this shoe? Yeah, actually, you're right. If there was a pool of his blood, how come there's none in this picture here? I mean, Lana's got blood stains on her coat, but there's no pools of blood.
Take that!
The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint?
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime?
Aha!
As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
Objection!
This picture only shows parts of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
Objection!
And where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort.
Order! 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 Well, witness!
What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh,
That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think!
Ay. Why the heck wasn't there a footprint? He stepped. The shoe print seems to suggest he stepped in his own blood, but there's no pools of it. Unless he was stabbed inside the trunk, and the blood was in there. But even then, you think that'd be something they'd make a note of. They wouldn't ignore it. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the victim.
Chief Prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she was beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this woman. A leopard woman.
Hey, don't go too much further with that, or I'll be getting the spray. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. So apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked over? The real reason?
Aha! You don't mean...
Yes. The suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Wah! You got a good point. If she were a prosecutor, she would know that could be used as evidence in a trial. Of course, if she was so concerned with getting rid of evidence, she wouldn't be confessing. So what the heck is going on? Is she bipolar or something?
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence.
That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him?
So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe.
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please.
What? What can I do? Your sister's confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it.
But
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. He could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky.
Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you just say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. I have a lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, witness, don't tell me that you have something else.
Objection!
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Is he talking to her or Emma?
Your threats don't scare the cough up, Queen. Look at this.
Hello. I'll be damned, he was stabbed in the trunk.
A photograph?
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia.
Right. Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel.
Huh? I'll be damned. The dead just can't stay dead.
Get yourself off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait!
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph.
Let's see, the shoe is away from there's no blood splatter. Yeah, there's no blood splatter. What's this here?
Take that!
The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of my car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor.
You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
A muffler is also part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. Yeah, we sell those at AutoZone.
I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking claw sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there's something sticking out? So what if there's
Damn it.
So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think that this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case.
The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18.
Take that!
Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court.
Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Ah! Yeah!
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence.
Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question here unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so. That was close, but we made it. At least for now.
This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry? You know, I could probably go for one of those right now. You know, if I hadn't played this earlier, I would have tried to point out an inconsistency with the shoe. I mean, there was blood on it, but there was no pool of blood on the part that wasn't wet. I mean, unless, of course, hypothetically, Lana took the shoe off him and then kept it there so it could be preserved. But that goes against the idea that she was trying to wipe away the evidence. So, like, why try to wipe away evidence and then preserve it immediately after? It just doesn't make sense to me. But apparently that's not what they want. It's always something it's like there's always something going on. It's easy to go down the wrong road unless you give them exactly what they want. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'm really looking forward to finishing this one so I can start on something else. Maybe I will play a game in between this game. But then again, I probably shouldn't put too much on my plate. I know the whole visual novel aspect isn't everyone's cup of whiskey. So yeah, maybe I'll do something in between. But anyway, guys, I noticed things have been getting a lot more expensive lately. Maybe I figured things would be starting to get better under President Trump, but clearly I was wrong. He only cares about defending Israel, going into foreign wars on their behalf. This kind of shit can't last because men won't because men have woken up. Like not gotten woke, but they're awake. They're awake to all the schemes and all the lies and all the bullshit that the media has been handling. The government and all their crap has been doing. No one's gonna fight and die for Israel. They're gonna have to hire mercenaries or freaking help train rebels. Even then, there's no guarantee they won't turn against the U.S. And honestly, who can blame them at this point? But anyway, guys, I hope you stay safe. I hope things work out for you guys. I hope you guys, God bless you guys. Have a great day, a great week. I hope you succeed in all the things you try to do. I hope it all goes well. Whatever happens, roll the punches and do the best you can. God bless you.